Hello, good day, good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 23rd. May 23rd. Yeah, May is almost over. Can you believe it? That's wild. I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doers issue, and the legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Good morning. Uh, this is the morning dew, where doers get up, get at it, and get it done. I got a plethora of things to sort of put on your plate. I definitely want to debrief, and today I want to debrief some of the things that I had last week. I actually was in Richmond on yesterday or the day before, and I'm pulling my calendar because there's a couple things that I really need y'all to know that I just found out about several things. One, if you got kids going to, or anybody in the Commonwealth is going to college, a couple events that I have coming up that I think may be, advantageous for doers. And then definitely would love to hear what you all have going on. So if you got something going on that you want me to share at the end of the morning dew, then drop it in the comments. Even if you just popping in and you just like, I got a peace out Girl Scout, I got other places to be, perfectly fine. Just drop it in the comments. What you got going on, or even if you got a question, right? Let's say in the middle of this, I noticed that someone's like, I wanted to ask you a question, but I had to pop off. It's okay. Throw it in the comments. This gonna be here. It'll be here. It'll still be living here. I just gotta make sure on Instagram I go back and make sure that that it goes live. So let me go ahead and get my tickler on and say good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get at it. So I'm going to walk backwards to yesterday. Yesterday I was in Richmond pause. I need to get these events off. So tonight, my day job, I do storytelling, produce, and my partner and I ended up on a grant via the Virginia Tourism via the African American Culture Center, a grant project where we're making walking audio tours of historically Black spaces, places, and faces. We tonight have our launch. We were picked to do four cities in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And this was right at COVID, I think. Yeah. It's right after COVID. But we picked four cities. We chose to stay down here in Hampton Roads, which is amazingly great. Instead of traveling the Commonwealth, and hopefully we'll get another grant and be able to do it in other cities around the Commonwealth. But we're launching our first city tonight at the Mocha at 6:00. We started in Virginia Beach. It's like a listening party essentially, but you also get to meet the storytellers of these contemporary Black history. So people that are living, that are telling the history that they lived, and it's called Truth Be Told. So you can check it out at Truth Be Told Virginia Beach. Each city, the next city that we're going to launch is Norfolk. Tonight, you'll get a preview of Norfolk. I think it's the best city. And that's not just because that's where I represent, but the stories were really, really good. And we have a surprise storyteller. So inviting you guys to come out tonight at 6 to the Mocha. Bring your friends, bring your family. It's an all ages, all friendly show. And just definitely another way to meet neighbors. Good morning, neighbor. That's our thing, right? Like that's our way to meet some neighbors. Okay. With that, so that was tonight at 10 a.m. today. If you are a person that is into maternal health, if you're a dad that just like loves being a dad and is into those sorts of things, I will be partnering with Birth in Color at Birth in Color to do a live legislative one-on-one training. So even if you're a person that's like, I'm not really familiar with the legislative process, I definitely want to be a part of that. And maybe you have affinity to maternal care. So that's today. If you go to, a lot of y'all are on Instagram. So if you go to Birth in Color, the Birth in Color page, they have everything there to sign up to be a part of the legislative training. I think it's going to be good. So it's just a great opportunity for us to connect and also talk about the building blocks to getting active legislatively. That part, that is at 10 today. So then here's the big deal. As a state legislator, I also get put on state boards, commissions, and authorities. And I'm also going to encourage you all, if there's an opportunity to be on a board, commission, authority, both at the local and the state level, that you take that opportunity. The unfortunate thing I think about a lot of these boards and commission is it's like you got to really have time. They're still designed for the most privileged among us to be a part of them, right? So let's say that you are into milk and milk is your thing and you want to be a part of shaping milk policy. I'm not saying that for fake. I'm saying that because like that's an actual board or commission. You can be a part of steering how we do that work in the state. There's also spaces on the local level where you can be a part of steering the way we do policy. So boards, commissions, and authorities. And I see opulence that I got to travel in that vehicle all the way up to DC. So like there's spaces for people that are in the transportation business to be a part of shaping the policies that we have both locally and statewide on your particular area of expertise. So I digress and say, I am appointed to, I believe, 4 boards and commissions. One of them that is very new to me was the Brown v. Board of Education Scholarship Commission or board or commission. Let me tell you, I had my first meeting yesterday. And in that meeting, I really didn't know. I'm not going to say I didn't know what to expect. My glasses are dirty. I knew what to expect because they said we will be awarding grant scholarships. So I didn't know what that really looked like. I had applications for people across the Commonwealth. I had to go look up the scholarship. So essentially, the state has established this scholarship fund. There's a gentleman by the name of Ken, and I feel like I'm forgetting his name. But Ken helped establish this Brown v. Board of Education Fund, which anybody that was directly impacted by segregation of schools prior to Brown v. Board of Education has the opportunity to get scholarship money for college, up to 10 grand or so. And so the fund was initially only established for people directly impacted. So those folks are now sort of aging out, not just aging out, just not as many applications as usual. And I believe this year we just had a handful of applications from people that were directly affected by the segregation of schools, particularly in several places, Norfolk. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to play y'all. I'm going to, do I want to do it? I'm not even going to play y'all. I'm going to get the paper because I think it's worth it. I don't know why I didn't bring it to me. Give me 2 seconds. So it's the Brown v. Board of Education Scholarship Committee. And it deals with, and I'm trying to bring out the schools directly impacted. The locality. So Norfolk's one of the localities. Goodness gracious. There's a couple of localities, and then the school that you're going to has to actually be willing to accept this particular scholarship money. So what they did last year, what the committee did last year, was they expanded the program to descendants of people directly affected by Brown v. Board of Education. Makes sense? So now if your grandma was affected, you could go ahead, or your parent was affected, or your niece or your, it's not saying niece, or you're the niece of somebody, whatever. If you're a descendant of somebody that was directly affected by the Brown v. Board of Education or segregation in schools in the Commonwealth of Virginia, you can apply for this scholarship. All you got to do is apply. And I was looking at the application process, y'all, which will open back up next year at the top of the year. So I need you to put it on there. It's like up to 10 grand in your hand just for filling out the form, just for being affected. And then we're determining what the new criteria is now that we're taking descendants. The scholarship fund is up, like it's kind of fat. And I thought about, as I was sitting there yesterday, selecting the people that were going to get this scholarship, I was looking at the form and realizing, I assure you, there were only 2 people from Hampton Roads, 2 or 3 people from Hampton Roads on the scholarship list. And so we beg the question, why is it that it's all this free money out here and the only people taking advantage of it is folks in Northern Virginia? Whole issue, right? Like I'm looking at Manassas, Waynesboro, like Rice, Farmville, not even just Northern Virginia. Like, why am I only seeing Fairfax? Why I'm only seeing like 2 names out of 40 some odd, 50 plus names on the list. Good morning. Why? So part of, I think, our responsibility, and I'm saying this to you all as I encourage you to be a part of these boards and commissions, that the most important thing that any one of us can bring to any one of these rooms that have systematically left us out, whether it's because we work, because we're women, because of our identity, our ethnicity, or whatever, is to bring people into that room, right? Like, is to bring those people into our room. And so part of the conversation yesterday was not just about the Brown v. Board of Education Scholarship Committee, the money we give out, but how do we make sure more people know about this scholarship? Like, how do we ensure that when I look at the list, that I'm not only seeing people in Prince William County? And what was brought up, because there's another gentleman who actually, shout out to Cameron Patterson over at Longwood University. He said, hey, we have the very unique opportunity of having Prince Edward County has one high school, and all of the counselors, the school counselors, are notified and they know about this money. So that's why you're seeing all of these folks. And you don't have to be a certain age. You just got to be going to school and have somebody affected. So I just want to put that in you all's back of your minds, that every January this scholarship opens up, and it is upwards to 10 grand, and you just got to fill out a form. You just got to fill out the form. I'm looking at the comments. Good morning. I'm trying to be the delegate to myself that I would want. Good morning, Jessica. You better be getting yourself ready. Because Hampton Roads students aren't getting this information in a real way. I agree. And we talked about that. And we also talked about is this something that we can show the community foundation? Do we need to talk to the Association for School Counselors to make sure this sort of information? And also, like, respective delegates and senators, getting them to put that out on their newsletter, like right now, like I'm talking about it right now. So in hopes that if y'all got somebody coming up, they really know. You said it, most people are unaware the scholarship monies are out there. So disappointing. Erica Anderson at For Virginia says, so disappointing how much money exists that our kids don't know how to tap into. Yes. And I was even floored. I mean, I did not grow up in the Commonwealth of Virginia, but I've got 2 little citizens taking part in public school and public opportunities. The caveat with the scholarship is that you have to be going to a Virginia school, a school that is based in Virginia, if that makes any sense. So it doesn't have to be a public, or there's certain schools that accept the money. Just put it that way. So I saw one where a person, part of last year's total programs, someone went to go get their GED at Charlotte Adult Learning Center, right? Like, they spent that money or applied for the money just to go get their GED. So if you are a descendant of someone and you're even thinking about going back to school, it can be community college, it can be a 4-year public institution, private institution. We just have to make sure that those institutions accepts the scholarship money, which come through, right? That we do it. And over the lifetime of the scholarship, they've awarded $1 million, but they've been hustling just to grow the scholarship fund. So I'm just saying, Doers, what I'm thinking, as this is my first year, some of you may know, some of you may not, I am sending my eldest little citizen off to college this in August, and I've learned so much, and there's no way I would have had the mindset to do certain things if I hadn't talked to some other parents that are in my village about, like, I'm really confused about what to do. Even best advice, and I think this may be something we all should look forward to come next school year, partnering with people like Access for College, getting in the know with Hampton Roads Community Foundation. I think this is like something, and I'm open to suggestion on how we do this, because I know my son missed out on money. Like, come on, missed out on some money. But part of it is, how do we make sure that in communities like economically advancing, this is not just a racial thing, it is a fight. It is just when you don't have parents that have went to college, right? I only knew about military saved me. Like that is where I went to college while I was in school. But when you have parents that maybe not have not engaged in the college acceptance process, which I was one of them, right? I didn't go through. I did what I did. I got accepted to a few schools, could not afford, had a very serious life incident happen, and I chose to go to the military, right? So that's the thing, is like, how do we, like doers, if that's your thing, is providing opportunity. And it's not just college. We were also talking about, hey, have we advertised this or let people know that this money is not just for college. If you want to go do a trade, and how do we, or just that, right? Like, I'm getting excited because I feel like anytime that, at least in this role, that we're able to offer opportunities or be a part of helping you, help us, help others bring themselves into opportunities, we're doing a good thing. we're being the doers, right? And we're seeing the impact. And let me go to the comments. Being a little bendo times 2. I'm with it. Vindo Time 2 says, I'm just tapping in. Is this only for high school students? Absolutely not. One of the applicants was born in, let me tell you, loved it, right? One of the applicants was born in 1946. One of the applicants was born in 1951. Right. So the scholarship money is not just for, it used to just be for people that were directly impacted by Brown v. Board of Education, right? Folks that were put in segregated schools, not percent, that couldn't go to school, right? That's what it was for. And because, like I said, those folks are sort of getting older, we're not seeing as many applicants. We've now opened up the scholarship fund to descendants. So Bendo times 2, that's good morning to you as well. Yeah, educating the parents. Jessica Anderson for Virginia said, educating the parents. I will say this, what I've run into, if you're in the streets with little citizens, is that I do have some young adults that their parents are just not interested in the college process, and I don't begrudge them for that. So because I believe in, Village is a verb, and I believe in the community mindset, I think that it's an opportunity for us to sort of step in and help. I'll say that I have that in my own family, where parents are just not because they don't want, but don't know, like literally don't know where to tell you to start. Like, don't even know how that process works. And so, and don't care to be educated. And I, again, do not begrudging, right? Not begrudging that, but we need each other. We genuinely need each other. Bendo Times 2 said, I'd like to get more information on this if possible. I'm in school paying out of pocket. Yeah, I couldn't go back this semester. Yeah, so the website, and I'll drop it. This scholarship that I just got put on the committee for it. I believe we decided that it's going to open, that it will open back up next January I'm getting it to put it in there it is. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm going to put this in both chats just so that you have it. And really, I just Googled Brown v. Board of Education scholarship and got to it. So that's that for you. Like, that's a real thing. That's a real opportunity. I want you to seize it. And let's just say we're going to do a better job. We're going to do a better job next go round to make sure more folks, especially in the Hampton Roads area, all these schools we got down here, that we got folks trying to, all the trade schools. I mean, we got Tidewater Tech, ODU, NSU, TCC, Centura, like all of this we got going on down here. I'm sure that there are people that could take advantage of this that were affected or have family members that are affected by Brown v. Board of Education. Okay. Yep. That part. All right. So I talked that off. Going back to the schedule, just making sure that I give you guys all the note that I know. And again, if you have a community event or something going on, please do not hesitate to drop in the comments. Okay, next. Where is it? I recently went to, and I'm going to pull myself out of here just because I think I'm going to let you take a walk with me. On Tuesday, I had the opportunity to be a part of this executive briefing on childcare, right? On how we need to make more family friendly businesses supporting Hampton Roads. You'll love this. Hopefully, you're going to love it because I thought it was a great conversation, a great opportunity to work with. So, has anybody ever heard of 9 to 5? Excuse me, not 9 to 5, minus 9 to 5, minus 9 to 5. Drop it in the comments if you've ever heard of minus 9 to 5. Okay, so, and then I'll talk a little about that. What we have been known, it's particularly in this area of, I know that when I got here, I moved to Virginia in 2013. At that time, my daughter was 2 years old. My son was in second grade. And childcare was really hard. I mean, it was, when I say really hard, I managed to still get my daughter on base at Little Creek because my husband was still active duty. I had just come off of active duty, but it was hard. And we've come to a time with the beautiful part about COVID is that we've gotten businesses to understand that childcare is not just this social service that people who happen to have families need. Like, it is an enterprise, and it's something that they need in order to have successful workers in their own businesses. And so, because, and this is what I say, I hate when people say this is what I say, so I'm going to stop this. My mindset has always been discriminatory practices, exclusionary practices only become bad when they become not profitable. For certain brands of people, right? For certain brands of people, it's like these things are bad when they no longer support having profits. And right now, the challenges in childcare in the Hampton Roads area and across the nation are threatening the productivity and the workforce. And so it is a challenge that now business leaders are looking to step into. We got this briefing, or we had this panel, and I'm going to give you guys a couple numbers that I got. Right, please, if you got events and things, please drop them in the comments. This little sheet that I got, this one pager I received on why childcare is essential for Virginia. Labor crisis. Listen to this. 76% of employers said childcare affects recruitment and retention. Availability of childcare was the top concern for rural employers. Affordability was the top concern for employers in urban areas. One employer said, my staff often don't make enough to afford quality childcare. It's way too expensive. There are lack of options, all of which leads to young staff with children leaving us to stay home or asking to work part-time. And I'm not going to say who said this, but I was listening to the business folks talks. And again, I'm going to say this again. Discriminatory practices, exclusionary practices are a problem when they're no longer profitable, right? Childcare is messing with the bottom line, and it is always messing with my bottom line, whether it was an opportunity cost, right? Not being able to take advantage of something because I didn't have the care to do it. I'll just say I remember an instance in the military where I was actually going to try to be a part of an association and take a leadership role. At that time, I believe my son was 4 years old. Yeah, he was 3 or 4 years old. And then I had custody of my 6 or 7-year-old niece. And the things that they wanted to do to help the association happened at a time where, like, my kids are I'm just now bringing the little citizens home. My husband's deployed to, was he my husband? He couldn't have been my husband at the time. My baby daddy. He was deployed to Djibouti, Africa, and I was doing it all by my lonesome. No childcare. I had to be in the building, the job that I was doing. I had to work and be at work by 5 a.m. to PT, right, to physical train my students. And school didn't let out until 4:30, and I had to march my students down to their barracks, which means I really wasn't even making it back to the office till after 5 o'clock. So sometimes I'm in the dark, out at the dark, Who gonna take my kids at 4:30 in the morning? What I also think is a crux here in the Hampton Roads area, and even for areas where there are military folks, is the unorthodox care that happens from 6 p.m. to, from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's a huge thing of being able to have quality care that makes sense, or even having the sentiment where you can actually take off. Like, that just wasn't a thing. And so right now, leadership across the board in Hampton Roads are looking at the fact that their bottom line, and this is a statistic that they gave us, 50% of respondents said employee childcare issues are negatively impacting their business. Half, right? 70% say employers say their employees. And remember, this is from the business person's mindset. 78% say their employers miss work. 51% said their employees ask for reduced hours. 37% have left their positions. Right? And so we're in a space where we have to make childcare everybody's business. It's everybody's business. It's not just one person's business. And what I also, something that I also felt like I had to say yesterday was that childcare is not a social service, it's a social enterprise. And if we start treating childcare like an industry, like an actual industry where we grow and build and develop talent in a way where where the business owner can still make profit, right? Because like if you don't look at childcare as a business, you need to be able to make profit, which means it needs to, and while making it affordable, there's something wrong with the business model where we need to be figuring that out, both from our level and with the business community, and then with the people like yourself that are using the services. What I was in the midst of saying, and please drop your thoughts in the comments if you've been affected by this, or you have questions, suggestions. Know that one of our pillars is the care economy. But this guy said the other day, and it hit a nerve, and it's still sitting with me. It was sitting with me and a person on my team. It said that, what's really exciting is that we're seeing older employees get back to work, and that's exciting. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say that again. We're seeing older people get back to work, and that's really exciting. Older folks are going back to work because they can't afford to live off their retirement at all, right? Like, there's something, we are lopsiding things. I am a 3-generation household. That does not make it easy. Having 3 generations of folks, because the needs are greater. And I am also very privileged to be able to have 2 part-time jobs and have a spouse that has a job that really can keep us afloat, and just have a parent that is here and can contribute in some ways. And I have older children. I could not imagine being in the situation that I am and still having very young children. I have an adult, teenagers at this point. So as we work towards next General Assembly session, I'm asking that if you care, right? Like, and I say this out loud many times because the work that I started was in the childcare area in our area. And politics got in the way when this was during the pandemic, and people literally let politics get in the way of us working together. And I'm just honest, it was in the city of Norfolk, let politics get in the way of being able to work towards childcare. We could have been on the cutting edge. And I think there's still opportunities when we all check our egos and realize that sometimes we're just trying to do good things for people because it makes sense, not because it makes us a buck, not because sometimes we got to lose money to gain money, to be quite honest. Sometimes we got to lose a little and set things aside. So yeah, AVO 3, excuse me, I actually just like to, AVO 6302 says capitalist greed wants to just work well into their 70. Yes, and that's bad capitalism. Right. I've been trying to do, because I think I've been talking a lot of crap about capitalism and holding it in hands with socialism. Bad capitalism says I make money, you don't. Good capitalism says is that we should all be making money, and we just have not had that model where people can get aside from themselves. But I just wanted to share with you all that I went to this event, and -9 to 5, meaning from the beginning of pregnancy all the way up until 5 is a program by EVMS that again, that's who I initially went with to work with on the child care entrepreneurship pilot program that I wanted to launch here in the city of Norfolk, and they were helpful. uh, part of what we're going to be doing, at least I think on the care economy side, because it's not all legislation. As I wrap up here, it's not all legislation. Is understanding what do businesses need in order to keep and attract folks. Sometimes it is the benefits package, and they talked a bit about that, right? Is my health, my dental really good enough for me to stay? Do you have short-term disability insurance? What are the employee assistance programs? I've day job before this is I worked with organizations on human capital management. You know, the weird thing was getting people to understand that diversity isn't just about the skin that I show up in. It's also about how many married employees you have, how many senior employees you have, how many employees you have with children, how many you don't. Because I had a company at one point that was losing. They were hemorrhaging young people. You know, we just can't keep them. I'm like, okay, let's see what we have here. Talk to employees. I'm like, I would consider offering pet insurance. And they looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, half of your employees got dogs, cats, or some. And I don't know if you ever been to the vet or if you ever had to deal with that would be a unique offering that might be worth the stay. So looking at the myriad of people in the workforce, making life choices, whether it's to have children or to not, to be married or to not, to work part-time, to work all these different things. It can be work. And having sick leave, personal leave, and paid time off, and time to vacation, because we're trying to stop playing with these people, and we should not be working to death. Working to death was literally a thing, right? This is why we have child labor laws, because we were throwing the kids up in the chimney, literally killing children, trying to get work done. There's a legislative side to this, y'all, but there's also a community and business and just people side to the work. And so I invite you that if you do not like politics, because that is real, and I do not begrudge you if you're like, I hate politics, I don't even mess with politics. I want you to latch on to policy, the things that matter to you and to your life, and engage. Even if you're not engaging with us, engage in a way that maybe helps people like us do better, or your local folks, or whatever that is, your work, and allow us to do this village work. I'm hoping. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited to be a part of this group about well-being. Again, I'll say again that today, I think I got some. See you. Make it a great day. Set your intentions. Good luck this afternoon. You set your intentions. I have this afternoon, at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, I have the Birth and Color. If you're interested in Legislative 101, join me today. You can go to Birth and Color. This evening, again, I have the day job stuff. I'm doing a walking audio tour of historic Black places, spaces, and faces down at the Mocha. We have our launch. It's going to be dope. It's going to be great. So if you're into those sort of things, I'd love to see you at the Mocha, the Museum of Contemporary Art down in Virginia Beach, as we launch this series. It's coming to Norfolk too. All right. So We Care 757. She said, we have an African American museum tour on Father's Day. Y'all, that is free. So if you haven't, go ahead and follow We Care 757 We Care tour on Father's Day. That is free to the public. There are 22 seats remaining for this trip. Go to www.wecare. I keep saying We Care. www.757WeCare. Let me say that again. 757WeCare.org. If you're interested in going to the African American Museum on Father's Day, that is a beautiful thing. Can they bring their kids with them? Is it just for dads, or is it dads and is it families? I imagine everything's on the website. I'm just asking. But let me make sure there's anything. Anybody else have any other events that they want to share? Anything? I will start sharing with you all. I think it's important. My team has me going on the journey to get my veteran benefits things together, and I want to share that journey with you a bit. So I would love to You'll start seeing that, and it's difficult. I want to talk about it now, but I know we're out of time. So hopefully I'll catch you on the flippity flop next Thursday morning, same time, same place. In the interim, you know where to catch us. You can catch me at Jackie, the number 4 Norfolk.com, not.com, on social, or at Laced Up Legislator on IG. Always at the bottom of the screen, scrolling as ways to connect with us. As I told you, no money, no mission. Always, I would love for you to put me in your budget. If you can put me in your budget, if $5 a month, if you want to give us to do this with good work, if you appreciate the way that when I say we, because I got a whole team that I keep on board, like the way we do the good work, then I ask that you support us. It is the way I'm able to stay afloat and really balance this is because I pay out of pocket for staff outside of the state budget. So that's what I fundraise for, is to keep the organizational things I need, like a subscription to StreamYard. And then I hire one other staff member on board in order to make sure that we're able to do the best job we can. And sometimes that ain't even enough. I'm just telling y'all, I probably need about 2 more people working just so that we can be a better service to y'all. And that's real. But we're doing the best of what we have. Stay at us. Let's keep each other's honest and doers. Get more done. Until next time, I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Happy to be doing in the morning with you. You all be well. I'll catch you next week or in these streets. Bye. Oh, what did it say? I comment above. We care about my nonprofit to pique your interest. Yep. September. Carib Fest, Carib Fest. Come on. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I see that. I'm saying it before I go. Carib Fest. Carnival. Oh, girl, you going to Carnival? Baltimore Carnival. Keep it. Don't you keep them legs covered up. I'm just messing. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Soca. Bye.